Patron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. This is your first time here. I'm the big fella Scruff, and what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. So that sounds good. Do take a second to hit the subscribe button. Genuinely helps. And if you find motivation and you want to see more, hit the like and we'll crack on. So, what are we looking at and why are we looking at? Well, I'm looking at the Euro, Kiwi, New Zealand dollar. And what I'm actually doing is backing up something that I said earlier on. Now, on my strength sheet, and I have been doing various public videos where you see this before I go to market. But the interest in it has been, well, let's just say limited. And we miss our like target because ultimately I do trading for a living and I do YouTube for a hobby. But if there's no interest in it, I can't see the point of making the videos. So if you see them, do like, because it's the only way I know to continue. If there's no interest, there's just no point, is the guess. And in this, it's showing Euro is the strongest, New Zealand is the weakest by some margin. So there's going to be some movement today. Now, the New Zealand's losing ground and the Euro gained ground. So that gives you something to think about. The strength in the Euro, weakness in the Kiwi. So what's going to happen? But it also says it's risky. Why is that? Well, it's because it's at a tipping point and it could pull back before it moves forward, which just means you've got to be on your guard. Now, the next part of the puzzle, because that is the number one trade choice, is to look at an ATR. Well, it's 130, give or take. So I'm going to look at an hour's chart to get a trade idea. All right. So that's what we can see here. Now, I've already done a full breakdown of the trade idea for the squad, because that's something I like to do. If I'm going to go to market and I've said I'm going to do something, I'll back it up. Well, full breakdown here of how I'm marking the charts, how I'm getting my trade idea, how I'm getting my daily bias. Everything is in that video for the guys to see, and they'll see it before, because as you can see, that went in sort of 5 to 9. I started talking about this about 8:30 this morning. It's now currently just after 9. If we come up here, we'll see the strength sheet. That went in at 10 to 8, highlighting which is which. And then we do a bias sheet at the top of each hour that I'm going to be working. And that again went in at 5 to. So they can see exactly what I'm doing before I do it, which I think is fair. Okay, and if you haven't seen this, this is part of the Scruffy Squad, where it's a private members only group where we all get in together. The guys are in the bar at the moment having a live talk. I do a Zoom call with them every day. The next one is tonight at about 8:30, where we talk through anything. Whether it's your worries of money management, whether it's how to read the chart, whether it's just a general chit chat, but we go through everything and we do it every day. And a lot of the time, we like to break down charts and make a prediction of what it's going to do over the next few hours, the next day, etc. So it's a good thing. So what's the prediction here? Well, as you can see, if I just flip that back a second, we're looking for buys, okay? So if I'm looking for buys and I know it's risky, where should I put the buy? You know, it's a very, very simple thing. So let's widen this out You can see the trading arenas that I've got worked in. Now I can put my golden eyes in one thing and another, and they'll help target. That's what they're for. You can see that I've got key levels in that I can possibly work to. But what else can we see? Well, let's drop it out to a daily. There's a lot of upward pressure, and there's a lot of upward pressure now. So with that in mind, we can sort of say to ourselves, okay, there's no reason why this can't. But if it is going to pull back on itself, this is where we look at the hourly. So what I'm going to do with the hourly is I'm just going to drop a fib on it. Starts here, ends there, and these will give me some markers to work to. Nice and simple. Push these down. No. Drop them all the way in. Because I'm going to do a set and forget today. And the set and forget is a very easy principle, because what we're going to be doing is drop some orders in on these key levels, let it get on with it, because I've got a bit of work to do today. I must get that office finished. That's what I'm trying to do, guys. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to get the insulation in because I've got the plasterers booked. So let's have a wee snippet. Okay. Drop this down to 15 minutes so we can see what our markers are. I'm going to put a marker above there as well, which is here. Okay. Right, let me just switch something on because I want to check something. Okay, right, so that's good. Did a call on cable for the guys this morning. That's just cashed out. That's what I was actually paying attention to, because sometimes it's a bit difficult when you're darting around chart after chart after chart. Okay, so we are good to go to the upside. Look at 5 minutes, rounded retest upside. So I'm going to put the first order here and then run the orders down. Okay, so I'm going to buy in. It's going to be there. No, I'm up in my position sizes slightly because I need a pay rise, but not much. Okay, this is going to allow me to sort of operate. Right, so we're in. Okay, so I'm now going to put in my additional orders. Now that's triggered, which is down here, like so. There we go. Right, we're in. We're good. So nice orders in place. We're above a level that I'm interested in, which is the red one here. Orders staged out. Look to get up to a nice reasonable area, sort of, which is going to be might be a bit ambitious. Probably around this area here. Okay. Now let me just map out a target a second, because I want to see how far. There's the push, the return, and looking for the break. So if I'm looking for a break from a 15-minute. It's kind of from there to there. So, yeah. Halfway between the two will be reasonable. All right. Okay. It's targeted. It's ready. Let's see how it gets on. Okay, guys, stopped out. I'm redoing the end part of this because I had a right royal rant, and it got a bit out of hand. And well, let's just say, well, if there was young ears listening, they shouldn't listen to it. So, anyway, stopped out. What's happened? Well, it's very simple. You know, put the orders in what I was after. Surged up, came back. Look where it stopped. It stopped bang on the level. Now, I did have a secondary set of orders down here that I actually broke up to move forward. But it didn't trigger them because of the spread slightly. But then rocketed up, paid me anyway. So happy days. I can live with that. Now, one of the other issues is, and actually while we're just having a little chat here, this looks actually primed to burst back up. So let me just quickly look at something. I think it is. Right, stick 7 quid in. 10 pips. Go. Right, okay. Just while we're talking, I'm whacking another order in. Because that looks like it's going to surge. And I want the order above it, which it is, and the spreads click me in. Just get it back up to here somewhere. It's like 70 quid. And why? Because I'm at 128 and I would like to see it hit 200. But we'll do it while we're talking, because this might surge. Now, as I was saying, it came back to this level. Look at where it's stalled in the past. Actually to the tick, virtually. Now that cannot be coincidence. 1, 2, 3, 4 levels that you can see in front of you, all tagged. Bang, bang. Let's go back in time slightly. What do we know? Stall point, stall point, stall point, stall point. Stall, stall, right the way through. Boom, boom, boom. It ain't coincidence. if you know how to draw these things and you can see them, they become so powerful, so powerful. Now, all right, we'll put that in. It's 14 quid against this. I'm looking to get a little bit of money out of it. I might let this run on, but I'm hoping it'll kind of tag out while we're speaking. But what's it tell you? Well, really, it's about frameworks. You know, if you put a framework into the chart, in other words, a top and bottom, something to push against, then you're in with a shot. But what happens is you're looking for X marks the spot. It's not quite as simple as that. You've got to look at your directions and kind of understand what it's doing at the moment. Now, I worked out this is pushing up. That's a retracement, but look where it fell to. Boom. Straight down onto a key level. That I put in, wallop, straight to the top. What did it do? It pushed beyond there. Okay, so it's testing it. Comes back for the retest, straight onto an area of attraction that we've put in, which is here, which then creates a bounce point, and there's your bounce. So if you're going to scalp the market, you know, because let's be honest, if you're day trading, you're scalping, period. You know, anything under 24 hours is essentially a scalp. It can push up and help you sort it, you know. So let this run out, and what I'll do is I'll follow this throughout, and I'll sort of bring it back when it's sort of made 50 quid or something. See if I can get it done, because it's actually just pushing over a little bit now, because I've got lots of work to do today. As you can see, I'm covered in installation because that's what I'm doing. I'm getting the office ready. I want to get it finished. I've been on it for the last few weeks and doing a lot of it myself. I just want to get it done, and just to show you something, there it is, it's flicking into profit. So what are we doing? Well, one, I want the office for me to work in, but I also want to create some form of YouTube studio. I'm not big on YouTube. I'm not a big fan of it, but it'll always be there because that's where this channel came from. It's a visual representation of my journal. I record my trades so that I can see when things go wrong, what went wrong, and how I can put it right in the future. That's why I do it. And this has become that. So I'll tell you what to do. I'll flick it back to the screen. I'll let it run, and then I'll give you my thoughts on why you lot fail. Because trust me, there's a lot of you fail, and there's a very good reason behind it. So let me do that, because I really want a coffee. We all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and he needs one today. He's knackered. Right, so that's what we're going to do. Okay guys, there you go. It stopped me out again, but I was right to go into market and take a little bit extra out of it. So has that hit the 200 quid? There you go. So that's it. Done for the day. Not greedy, not trying to be clever. Get in, get paid, job sorted. Now, was that not easy? Not stressed. I've had a nice cup of coffee. I'm going to go do a bit more work this afternoon. Get prepared for a Zoom call with the guys tonight, because that's one thing that we do. We have Zoom calls every day. And that's it. So when you sort of look at the failure rate, It's because you don't look at it the way that I just have. I systematically went through the chart, picked out the best asset to trade. Now, you may only trade one asset, so what you're doing there is you're looking at the best time to trade. In other words, go in when the market's correct. And that's the second tier for what I was doing today. First port of call, pick the asset. Second port of call, make certain it's ready to go. And then be patient. So it comes down to a couple of elements as to why you lose. And I think the first one is patience. You just want to trade. You're not bothered, you just want to trade. So your desire to trade is outweighing the reason. Well, that creates a problem in itself. But the main reason, and I see it time and time again, and certainly sort of in my Discord group, is you think there's a magic pill. There isn't one. Because the first question I get asked is, what video do I watch to show me how to get in? Where you watch all of them. And there's hundreds of them. Now, I've got the way of the Scruff in there, which at the moment is over 40 modules, and there's more modules coming into it, because I'm going to go a little bit more in depth into how to read a chart. But I can see by the viewing figures which is being watched. The most important part of that course is the beginning, because it tells you how to set your charts up, it tells you how to look for strengths, it tells you how to understand where levels are, it understands how to roadmap a chart, and then at the very end is the strategy of putting it together. All that ever happens is, first thing they do is they go straight to the strategy and they don't look at any of the others and then wonder why they fail. Well, you're failing because you're not putting the homework in. You're not doing the job. And if you can't do the job, you get sacked. And sadly, that's what's happening. Now, the core group are there and they stay, and the others come and go all the time because they just think that it's a failure. It's not a failure. In fact, I prove it every day, and I show you it every single day. I've gone through prop where I've passed and I've traded it up. I don't need to show you the big figures, and I'll tell you for why. I want you to see the process. You know, I took a small account this year because I was asked to do it. You know, there was nothing in it, and I've updated it each month, and it's taken 118 quid to which has just hit 1100. There's not a bank in the land would give you that. But now it pays me dividends, which is half the profits that it makes. Now I'm leaving £1,000 in it as its buffer. It'll pay me 50 quid this month. Now whatever profit I do next month, I'll get half of it. But the fund will be bigger, so my position size can be bigger. And it'll naturally grow. That's the process I want to get across. But you think £100 is going to turn you into a wage. Well, I'm sorry, boys and girls. You're idiots if you think that. Apply common sense and you'll be fine. Little steps every day will create a big journey. And if you don't want little steps and you're looking for quick money, buy a lottery ticket, but don't trade. You're wasting your time. Absolutely wasting your time. And you can call it brutal, and it is brutal because I don't want you to lose your money. But trading's not for everybody. It's a professional job, and you can either do it or you can't. And if you can't, and you've been doing it for years, and you're getting nowhere, then you've got two choices. You either start looking to have a good educator show you how this works, you know, or certainly join a group that can help you, you know. And I don't mean a free one, because you'd be wasting your time with that, because they're full of arseholes. And it's worth exactly what you pay for it. Nothing. All right? And that includes your time. All right? Because monetary value is time. It'll save you a hell of a lot of time. But if you're spinning wheels after a few years, you're wasting your time. Just give it up. All right? Because if you were in a job and you couldn't do it after a few years, you get sacked. And that's what this is. So think about what you do and be careful. And the other option, of course, is just give up, because you're clearly no bloody good at it. Anyway, I'm going to go back up and work on my office. Again, put my money where my mouth is and showing you this ain't as difficult as you think. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.